Welcome to this episode of Hytale Creator Spotlight. Today we've got KingPassion, known for his Minecraft builds where he mimics Hytale creations in Minecraft. Thank you so much, KingPassion, for hopping on the call to answer some questions. First question I have for you is, what gave you the idea to make all those Hytale builds in Minecraft?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me. And it's because I was already a Minecraft builder. If anyone had ever seen any of my uh, channel videos, they would have. I was already doing building. So when the Hytale trailer came out, I was like, I can't wait to build in this. And while waiting, I was like, I think one thing I could do is see if I could convert this palette into Minecraft, see how that goes. That's really it.
Well, are there any builds you already have planned to do in Hytale?
Yes. So, if you scroll through my Twitter, I kind of started writing lore for a world called Prince of Orbis, kind of playing off the Prince of Persia thing, and in there I had lots of ideas of weapons and all that. But there's something called the Citadel of Elements that I want to build, and I think I will build it in Hytale. Basically, like what kind of think of it like the Temple of Gaia, but like in Zone 1 something, and hopefully that's what I want, like a really big build where something about the Citadel of Elements, that it has a throne. It just sounds so cool in my head. So it'll be like a very huge build. I'd like to do it in exploration mode because I like the challenge, and see how it goes.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty cool build. Real quick, if this isn't the first of my videos you've seen and you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can use code CHIMPKIN at checkout on the Hytale store. It really helps out the channel, and it's at no extra cost to you. Well, what are you most excited to do in Hytale?
Yes, I think I'll be most excited to just play the game. But if I was to maybe give a couple things, first, I'm excited to just play the game, just downloading it and logging in. That alone, that because it will be like it has been a long time coming. Then I'm excited about the character creator. I want to see how far I could go with kind of achieving my iconic crown and blue royal uniform, kind of soldier uniform thing with a cape. And then, of course, I'm excited to build in Hytale, specifically using vertical blocks only. I just imagine building something with only the vertical slabs. Like, I don't know, people haven't really gotten that. I think it's going to be exciting because imagine a building that used to be like a block wide, like, yeah, I think I'm excited to do that. Imagine it just being built with vertical slabs only. That would be cool.
Yeah, the creativity that builders especially are going to have with all the extra types of blocks and all the different things it seems like you can do with building in Hytale is going to be pretty crazy, I feel like.
For sure. By the way, even the recently shown import feature, yeah, I am. It's so cool. I'm excited to use it, though I'm not much of a 3D guy. But I guess I would like to see how much work it would, maybe take to actually convert something important to, an actual usable thing in the game.
Yeah, and maybe it'd be something like, at least for a rough start, you can get something ported in from a 3D object and then just touch it up as need be, you know?
I think for statues, like kind of like what the example was in on the Hytale Twitter, uh, the statue thing that makes sense because it's like a dense block. But now, if I have to import like a city or building, it seems the the importer does not recognize hollow spaces. I'm not sure. So then you'd have to actually go and hollow out all these blocks if you imported like a whole city or a town. So I think for the statue thing, that would be so cool.
Well, what's something that you'd like to see the Hytale team add into the game?
Yeah. this is something that I actually found out just as of today. I kind of assumed the Machinima tool was going to be similar to replay mode, whereby you could actually record your gameplay, your world, and then go back and kind of edit it. So it would make it a lot easier to kind of make something cinematic that you already just did. I think I would love to see that functionality, because according to, I believe it's Kata, the developer, the one that does the build stuff, uh, uh, he said that, I don't know whether it's Kata or Simon, but one of them said that functionality specifically is planned, but it's not coming in early access, and that is a bummer. So I know they will add it. I really have loved for it to be there before early access, because that means the Machinima tool is going to be a little bit tougher to learn when on how to specifically use it in game. Because I'm imagining if I'm building, I would want this process to be recorded. So I don't know how I'm going to do that, and I'm yet to confirm whether it's actually usable in exploration. Anyways, so that's really it. I would like to see the actual functionality of recording and the world, and then being able to edit with the camera. Kind of position your camera in the already recorded footage, so quote unquote, and then the ability to use it in exploration mode, because it hasn't been confirmed. I think it is possible, but it hasn't been confirmed.
Yeah, and I know, I mean, obviously you could probably record with OBS, but it'd be a lot cooler if you could do all that recording just in the game itself. That'd be really awesome.
Yeah, especially for time lapses. I mean, when it comes to being a builder, one of the things people like to see is how something came to happen. So you want a time lapse of it. So I'm thinking maybe I need to have a second account, and maybe use the second account as a to log into my world, and then kind of look at me building, and then I don't know. I'll figure it out when the game comes out. Maybe this functionality, the Machinima tool, it's possible to use it that way. So I hope that at least for that, I really pray that is there, because I'm going to need it for tutorials and stuff like that.
So when you do finally get into exploration mode, what NPC faction are you most excited to interact with?
Now, this is not necessarily a faction, and I'm not just trying to be cool, but I actually like mouse horns. I actually wish they would be mountable, and if they could be like in a different color. So it's not really a faction, but it's a mob. But if I was to choose a faction, it would be definitely the Quebecs, because I kind of like Zone 1. It's kind of my shtick, Emerald Grove. So that's kind of why I think I kind of like Earth Magic also. So that's why I like Zone 1. So the Quebecs are just my favorite, especially when I saw the new Quebec models, the ones that were shown in a blog post. I was like, yeah, I think I would like to meet the Quebecs. And also, it's because I think it's the only way I will be able to find spears in the game. I suspect that's the only way, because I apparently I've not yet seen them show off spears as a tool in the recent gameplay. It's there in the old legacy gameplay, but it's not there now. And that is why I'll be like, you know what, maybe I'd find a way to make a Quebec make me a razor spear. I don't know if that's possible anyways. Yeah.
And have you listened to any of the soundtrack of like the Quebec songs and the OST?
Well, I think I have listened to a lot of Hytale music. I do not know if I could tell you the specific one that is Quebec based. I actually haven't, sadly. I think I've listened to it, but I do not know the title. To be honest, I'm not much of a music guy. I like enjoying it. I like the ambience it creates, but I can't tell you. I probably listen to all the tracks.
Well, the Quebec Village soundtrack is my current favorite. So it has Stardew Valley vibes, kind of.
Is it is the Quebec Village sound. There's a popular Hytale sound. I think it's that one. I think it's that one. I think it's the Quebec Village one, and I think I would agree. It's the sound that I would call the Hytale sound.
Yeah, a lot of people use it in their videos.
Yes, that one. I like it. That one. It kind of makes me feel like I'm in the game, you know?
So, what's a mod you'd like to see made in the game?
I kind of had hinted at this before, but I would like a mod that has to do with weapons. So, how could I say it? A system whereby we could maybe use some form of socketing to make weapons carry more than one ability. Maybe so you have a crystal or gem socket on a sword, and then to be a bit more expansive, I would like it to have the socketing method, and then maybe a way to add to a weapon. So maybe if according to class, so if I have a sword, like according to the class of weapons is what I mean. So if I have a sword as a weapon, maybe I would like to be able to add maybe to the hilt to increase its length all the way to it being like a pole arm,
Ooh, that'd be
or
cool, yeah.
maybe like a staff, whereby it's kind of classed whereby it makes sense. Like I don't expect someone to add a sword to a like a bow, but maybe daggers to a bow, maybe at the edges or something would make sense. So a way to add customization and the ability to add to, I mean, the capability of adding like magic to a weapon that may not necessarily have one. So have a sword that can increase its hilt to the length of a pole arm, and it has sockets on the sword itself and maybe on the base of the hilt, where like I would have an earth kind of gem in the hilt that allows me to like maybe hit the ground with a pole arm and it shakes or something. And then I have wind magic in the sword that allows my slices to reach uh, reach mobs or players before they are close to me. Kind of like, you know, that's the kind of mod I like, something that allows the customization of weapons and like to your personality to kind of like change color and what, and then also that stuff like yeah. I'm sure there's a way to implement it that is not too that will not take away from the Hytale style.
Yeah, that socket system idea you have, I think, would work really well with the game.
Yeah, I think that one is easier to implement. I think it'll be harder to do the pole arm. I think that's me overthinking about it. It's basically just letting my imagination run wild. But the socket thing, I think it should be in the game. Especially if you expand the magic system, I think it should be implemented.
So, since you're a pretty talented Minecraft builder, what's a difficulty of Minecraft building that you'd like to see the Hytale team make an improvement on?
I would say they kind of already have done something about it, but what I would say is the ability to achieve detail at smaller scale. So I think in Minecraft, many people that maybe are not that much fancied by the building and they want to really go out and do the fighting or mobs and adventure would want something that looks nice, but they would not want it to take like 2 block spaces or 3 block spaces to have a middle detail. So that's something I feel Hytale already addresses, like with something as simple as vertical slabs, but also with interior blocks. I've noticed they have interior blocks that are actually blocks that like a chair, table. So I think they already kind of dealt with the difficulty in building, even when it comes to creative mode where you're doing large scale builds, especially now with the new import feature. Sometimes, I mean, we already have it, but maybe the one thing this would need me to really be in game to tell you. But the one thing that used to bother me about Minecraft building was block placement, and I'm not sure that they have talked about this. I think they have kind of talked about block placement, but the need to, at least in creative, to place blocks in a specific way. Like I don't want to have to turn, you know. I think there's a way to deal with it. Yeah, I don't want to have to turn to place a stair block, because I just want to place a block here and, maybe rotate it. I think that is possible. Maybe it was mentioned it was possible, but that is something that I hated a lot. So something of like the entity mod um, in Minecraft, but built in game, and it's not that hard to do. Yeah, place a block, and if I could preview the block before placing it, so something like that, such that I don't have to go on place a block then rotate it, place it. No, I would like to preview it, or once like I've placed it, it already kind of knows the pattern. It's something predictive. So those are just a couple of ideas. It's the block placement that's annoying. It can really be annoying. It makes sense in survival / exploration way, but in the creative, and you're just trying to come up with a design that you're going to use later, having to do that, it's annoying.
Yeah, the build tools in creative, like you already said, seem to already fix a lot of those issues for sure.
Yeah, I can tell that the team has builders on it, because I mean they already fixed a lot of the issues. The vertical slabs, the ability to have details in build. Oh, the other thing is Minecraft has this need for, I think because of its simplicity, there's this need for the imaginative kind nature of building. So stair blocks and a signpost to make a chair, that kind of thing. Um, I don't want to have that. I want to have the capability to make chairs in all possible ways. And if I need to create anything imaginative, I'm using tools. I'm using like the blocks that would still work, but maybe like I would want to create a throne. So I just maybe find ways to tweak the chairs to fit a throne style. But not to have to find ways of using minecarts and then put a minecart inside a half block kind of thing, and then you sit in the minecart. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Well, what's a mini game you'd be excited at playing in Hytale?
I'll be mostly excited about puzzle games. I like puzzle mini games. I think it's because that's kind of the mini games I'm used to playing within different games. Like you do a puzzle before you enter a building or something. Also, because of how good it feels when you crack a puzzle that has been bothering you. Sometimes I like the difficulty there, so I'd like to have that insight in the game, maybe for specific access to specific buildings. You have to do the puzzle thing, or even if it's a puzzle thing kind of like in God of War, where you have to move, you have to figure out that I have to place this block kind of like here, then I jump over it, then I push it. So anything that a good 2D platformer game has done in terms of figuring out how to go to the next step, that I don't know if that is what mini games are, to be honest. I think that's what but anything to do with puzzles.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool to see. And I know there's some Minecraft content that's done that before, where they have like custom maps that have those kind of puzzles that you have to go through.
Yeah. And mostly, I think there was a game I used to play. I think it was Crash Bandicoot. Was it Crash Bandicoot or Ratchet and Clank? One of the two used to have puzzles on certain, places.
Yeah, both of those kind of do.
You have to kind of you have to hit the lights a certain way. That's I like it, mostly because of how mad I'll get at it, and because it kind of also extended the gameplay, because sometimes it would make you like quit, and then you give it some time, so you would take more time to enjoy the game. Well, I know within the first few months, people would have figured out every single puzzle that's in the game, if there's any.
Well, what content are you planning on making once the game releases?
So that's the thing. I know for a fact I'm going to make building content. I want to make content because Hytale's building is easy, in quotes. I'm kind of doing air quotes while saying that. Easy because it's more accessible for someone to make something that looks nice because of the kind of blocks that are there. I really want to make content about how to step it up in terms of building. Like everyone is building this, then how do we step it up? So that's kind of one of the things I want to do. Of course, I want to do some tutorials specifically for the creative mode tools, because it seems to be there's a lot. I would like to make it very simple for like anyone just picking up creative mode and they just want to do big stuff. Though sometimes I think people are going to use the building tools in Hytale are usually already builders that already enjoy but tutorials will do good. Then I think I'm really going to enjoy specifically exploration building. So of course I'm going to have tutorials on how to step up your building game, how to improve a house, things like that. But the exploration building thing came from another game called Everwind. I think you know it.
Yeah.
I like the concept they have whereby it's you move with your base. So the thing that you would dedicate the most time building, you kind of move with it to the different places. And I want to see how that would feel in game. Creating different builds for like in exploration mode where it's, there's danger, and I would like it to be effective. I like the builds to be really effective. So I really enjoy doing exploration builds. Yeah, that's really it.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. Anything you'd like to plug, like YouTube channel, Twitter?
Oh yeah, so I'm on mostly two places. I'm at KingPassion on X, formerly known as Twitter, and then I'm also at KingPassion on YouTube, KingPassion Hytale on YouTube. So you could check out those channels, and see you there if you love to build. I would of course make some survival content, but I'm not so sure whether Let's Plays will do well in Hytale, to be honest. Yeah, so I may not necessarily do that. But yeah, if it needs to be, I'll be doing that.
Well, awesome. If you haven't already purchased the game or you're looking to upgrade, I believe you've got a creator code to use.
Oh yes, oh god, I always forget to plug that. So yes, please use code KingPassion. The capitalization doesn't matter when purchasing the game. You could support me. It would be lovely because it would allow me to make even more content for the channel and for the community. Yeah, so that's it.
Use code KingPassion if you haven't already got the game or you're looking to upgrade. And thank you so much.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, see you in Orbis.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.